Hi, everyone. It's Arthur from Arthur Ease Your Mind. And look who we have tonight. The one, the only, right from ICU, Mel Arthur.
Look what they found on the street corner. Moi.
Yeah, we couldn't recycle it, so we brought him in.
I'm just getting over laryngitis, so I might get a little scratchy here and there. But
you sound like Brenda Vaccaro.
I was just telling everybody backstage that the first 3 or 4 days I was home from the hospital, I felt really good. I think all the anesthesia and everything was still in my system, and then I caught a cold. Gary had a cold, and I caught it. Then I got laryngitis, and then I had a little flare up of gout. So I'm like, so anyway, I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but I think maybe that's a sign that things are getting back to normal. I don't know, but
isn't that like a song, All Time High?
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, the pain is not like what it was before I had the surgery, so that's a good thing.
Well, everyone is so glad you're back.
Thank you.
Including me. I was going to start doing shows with sock puppets with a little Hawaiian shirt or something.
18 inches of my colon went bye-bye, so almost 2 feet.
Wow. Well, at least you had it to go.
I guess I didn't need it, right?
Mm.
All right.
So, everyone, it's Mel. We're doing political and world event stuff. We're not doing personal.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
But Mel may see something, so we'll go there.
Well, I just want to do the infomercials.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So first of all, it's Mel's infomercial time. Ta-da!
All right, there you go. I like the airplane. I do have openings for Peru. Yes, I'll be going. And I have openings for Iceland. Okay, that's going to be a fun trip. So, I just had a cancellation for Iceland, but I do have openings. So if you want to have a great time, call Arthur. No, for a good time on a trip, just call my office at the number below.
Do you know how many of those like magic erasers I have to go through? Never mind.
I couldn't pass that up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll get you back.
And also, hello to my friend Andrew, who is the one, the only Androniki man. You've got the moisturizer and which one do you have? The serum?
The serum for really old people, anti-aging.
That serum, they're all good. That serum works really well.
Yeah.
And Sherry has some. She said it removes spots. So are you using it, Arthur, your Androniki?
I'm going to pop in real quick. He also offers a age spot remover serum. So I'm going to be ordering that real soon.
I'm going to have him on the show pretty soon, too.
Cool.
So, Arthur, are you using your Androniki?
On certain parts of my body. I still have medication on my face at night, but I use it during the day. It works.
I'm not going down that road.
Okay, I have what's called seborrhea, basically dandruff on the face. So
no, I get that, but you said you only use it on certain parts of your body, and I said,
yeah, my crepey legs and arms. How's that?
Huh. Works on your hands too. It's good.
Yeah.
So
it does work. That's
all right.
So that's Androniki, Andro-Niki, Niki.com. And if you want to get a hold of Mr. Mel,
847-590-5411. Arthur, what infomercials do you have?
Come to my channel. You'll have a good time.
I remember encouraging Arthur to go on YouTube. And now, and how long has it been? 2 years? 3 years?
I loaded my first guided meditation, I think was October 22. And the first show I ever did was with you was March 2023.
Wow.
For first show online. Then the cancer set. And then somebody called Linda and said, you got to meet this guy who's on Mel's show. And so I ended up doing a show with her in July.
I told her. I'm the one that told her about you.
Yeah. And so then it was, but I always tell the story when my second reading with Mel said, so when are you going to start a YouTube channel? Are you on crack? Well, I might be on crack, but you're still going to do a YouTube channel.
So it was March when? I'm sorry,
22, March 2023.
2023. And you're up to 25,000 subscribers. Yay. Good for you.
Do you know how many fake accounts that is?
That's huge. You froze. Arthur froze up. I don't know if I'm froze. Arthur's froze. Sherry, are you there?
Just Arthur froze. He might have to go out and come back in, but you're fine. You're doing good.
So I guess well, you can stay front and center.
I'll fill in the void for a minute or two until Arthur comes back.
It is thundering here. My dog's going crazy. But anyway.
There are tornado watches and warnings all over from your area heading east. Kentucky's getting slammed right now.
Ooh, I better call my niece.
Yes.
What area?
After the show, call your niece. The last episode I caught, I was watching Ryan Hall, y'all, and they were watching a really bad system over what's the capital there?
Frankfurt.
It wasn't there. It was another, a more well-known. I think it was Lexington.
My niece lives in Lexington. Wow. Yeah. I'll have to, she works in a hospital, so I'll have to check out things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to be busy. They've already had up and down the East Coast from the last couple of nights. They've already had, I think, over 30, 40 deaths. And God knows how much damage done. And, of course, Trump and his doggy pack. There's our, no.
Yeah, here he is.
Trump and his doggy pack shut down just about all of the weather center, NOAA, and FEMA. So the other night, 2 nights ago, when the first round of all these tornadoes came through, the weather service didn't have people to staff the offices from like the graveyard shift because they'd fired everybody. And
yeah, they had no forecasters in Kentucky at one of the stations. None at night. So they had to scramble.
He raised $25 billion for his Golden Dome program.
Yeah, but you know where the money from FEMA is going?
It is into his tax breaks for his rich friends.
The parade.
Of course.
On the parade.
It's thundering here. My poor dog, she's really nervous in thunder, and she's got her little toy in her mouth, and she just came up. She sat right beside me. It's okay, girl, you're good.
Everybody's telling me, Sherry, be safe, and I'm like, it's not hitting us down here yet. It's north of us, up in North Louisiana, that's getting hit right now. But we're getting some sprinklings, so we'll keep an eye on it. They're talking storms possible this weekend. We'll see what happens.
It's been cold and dreary.
I'm not worried.
So anyway. All right. Shall we get started with our questions, Arthur?
Sure.
Sure.
From Kathy Phelps. Hi, guys. Do you see Mike Duggan winning the next governor election in Michigan next year?
Is he I don't know, is he a Democrat?
I think she's asking he's probably Dem. I don't know.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure if he's Democrat or Republican.
I see a Democrat winning.
Yeah, that's what I don't know the names, but I see a Democrat as well.
Yeah. I don't, identify when you ask a question like that, identify whether they are Democrat or Republican. But I see a Democrat winning.
Ditto. Ta-da.
My poor dog. Come on. Okay, you can't hide here. Oh, poor baby. She's hiding under the light. I've got the light tripod, and she's trying to hide under it because it's really thundering outside. And she's
Carol Ann, go into the light. Go into the light.
Yeah.
Hi, Sea Sunshine. Greetings. Will subsidized housing continue as is?
Ooh. I got a feeling they're going to try to cut a lot of that too. I just read today that Trump is calling this bill that, he called Mike Johnson in the House and, all the cronies in the House to get it passed. Oh, it's not really going to hurt Medicaid. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing, though. I was reading up on it. Medicaid, the way the bill is written, that will not go. Medicaid is not affected until January 1st, 2029.
Well, it won't.
We're playing that game of, kick the can, but we're going to still cut it.
It won't affect Medicaid, but yeah, it will.
Yeah, but the thing is, by that time, I feel we'll have a blue house, another, administration, and they'll be able to remove that.
What I said to the show with Linda, I said I do think it'll pass the Senate, but it's gonna be really very, very, very detrimental to the Republicans.
It's the kiss of death.
It is a kiss of death, and also, I said, but however, I don't think a lot of it would ever be enacted until Trump's out of office. And since I don't see him staying in office a full 4 years, I don't foresee it ever becoming enacted. So there you go.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is he calls it his one big, beautiful bill. And that's so Trump. Everything, it's the best, it's the greatest, it's the best thing. And it
next we'll be bringing up Buffalo Bill, since he keeps on talking about Hannibal.
Right. And it's one big, beautiful bill, and it sucks. So, but no, people, please don't panic. Please, please, please.
Yeah. This too shall pass like a kidney stone is what I say.
It's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. That really is. But
Witchy Garden. Will there ever be world peace?
The Bible says there will always be wars and rumors of war. And in my 71 years, let's see. I'm too young to remember the Korean conflict, but I can't remember that. But then, in the 60s, we had Vietnam, 60s and 70s, we had Vietnam. Then we had a period of peace. Then we went into Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And what is going, and now Ukraine, and not to mention all the other wars, skirmishes and things.
Mm-hmm. Like
I don't see this war in Ukraine ending right away, because Trump's famous phone call with Putin was the biggest crock of BS I've ever heard my entire life. And my guides are telling me that Putin got exactly what he wanted from talking to Trump, and that is an end to America pressuring Russia.
Right.
And he also wanted to weaken NATO. Putin did.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of did put a schism inside of NATO between the Americans and the European allies. But the European allies are going to go ahead with sanctions against Russia.
Yep.
But it was Putin's way of weakening NATO. And Trump is just standing back. Well, I can't. It's not my war. I'm not going to do anything, and allowing it to happen.
After he got his mineral deal.
And hold on. And they keep blaming, and Trump and Vance keep blaming Ukraine. Excuse me, the last time I looked, Putin is the one that invaded. Ukraine hasn't done anything to them.
Yeah.
So I don't see this war ending, and Putin is not going to surrender. That's what Trump doesn't care about Ukraine. He doesn't care if Ukraine surrenders or not. All he wants to do is this war to end, so then he'll have an excuse to resume normal relations with Russia so he can grease his pocket, period. That's what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my guides tell me. But so, I think once Trump is out of office, we get some hardline Democrats in there that are going to say, wait a minute, and I see sanctions against Russia, and I see Putin gone. Mm-hmm. So, but Ukraine, I don't think is going to give up right away. I'm sorry, Arthur, what were you going to say?
No, I was saying that, he said it was a beautiful 2-hour conversation. It was probably like 20 minutes, number one. Number two, he was playing games to get that mineral deal that said he was going to broker everything, got the mineral deal out of Zelensky, and then he's just backing out now that paperwork is signed.
But there's no way that Zelensky would have given Trump 50% of the minerals of Ukraine. I don't see that happening, and I don't see that happening.
I don't either. I still think Zelensky is just playing their game, and outsmarting them.
Zelensky also knew that Trump probably wouldn't go through with it,
Yeah.
or that Putin would renege. And Zelensky had that when he was in the White House, when he asked, what guarantees do I have that Russia will hold the agreements of a deal?
Well, that's exactly what Zelensky asked Trump and Vance, and that's when they pounded him in the Oval Office that time.
I know, and that's what I just said. And I think Zelensky also kind of had a forewarning that they were going to pull something like that.
Yeah.
And so, but nations, the NATO countries and European Union, they're going to continue with sanctions against Russia. But Putin thinks that he weakened NATO or put a fissure in NATO. He did, but NATO's not going to go away.
Mm-mm.
And Putin just wanted America not to support Ukraine, and he's playing Trump like a fiddle, and Trump doesn't care.
No, just squeeze his palm. He's happy.
That's right. So,
okay. Dawn, Arthur, are they going to get caught by the end of the year?
Is who going to get caught by the end of the year?
Probably Trump and his cronies.
They're already caught. It's the question of what are they going to do about it?
Yeah. Well, I see changes after September, so we'll see.
Okay.
Mary, there's just so many questions. The main one is, will this nightmare end?
My rhetorical question is, what nightmare are you talking about?
Which one?
There's so many going on.
Yeah.
I don't foresee Trump fulfilling his full term in office, nor do I see Vance as president. So, I'm thinking, within a year and a half from the time his regime came into office, I see, once the midterms happen, I see huge impeachments, not just one.
With an S, yes.
Impeachments just means to bring to trial. It doesn't mean removal. But I see at least 2 or 3 more impeachments, and then when he will leave office, Shady Vance is going to be in. I got a feeling Shady Vance is going to be impeached. I just feel it.
Well, I was at Trump going down and him being a co-conspirator.
That's
going down with him
too. Just like Nixon.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Well, actually, they got Agnew out first because of all the shenanigans he was doing. And they said, look, we're not going to indict you if you resign right now as vice president and never run again. So that's how he got out of his indictment. Hi, Annie. Will Noam and Bondi, Rubin and Miller face criminal charges for all their evil, unlawful ways? Thank you so much.
Clearly, Pam Bondi for obstruction. And I'll tell you, somebody else is going to be in deep doo-doo is Kash Patel.
Mm-hmm.
Kristi Noem, I also think obstruction and just giving the middle finger to the Constitution. She'll try to skate away from it, but it's really going to bite her hard. But I still think Bondi is going to be under indictment. I see it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Rubio, he's political. He's political horse meat after the end of the Trump era. He's done. Miller, I do see indicted and I do see jailed. So that's what I pick up.
Well, I get Blondie Bondi definitely going. Rubio, he's already sold his soul. Gnome, I keep on repeating this funny joke I heard that, guy goes and buys a little garden gnome. Or his wife builds a garden gnome. He calls it Kristi Gnome because it's porcelain, hollow, and the dog's afraid of it.
That's funny. Oh, and so are goats, by the way.
Oh, yeah, and goats. But Steve Miller, I also get crimes against humanity through the Hague.
Wow.
Because of all the stuff when he was ripping children away from families and all that.
Oh, you know what? I got cold chills with that. That's whenever I get cold chills, that's Spirit's way of saying that is a yes.
So
I
yeah,
hadn't seen that one, but good call, Arthur. Good shot.
thank you. Dealing Diva.
Ooh.
Hi, Arthur. New member, longtime listener. Is Social Security safe? I feel like that it will be okay. Thank you so much for all the positive vibes. I feel yes.
I feel yes too. People are worried about Social Security. They might charge us more for Medicare, but it's not going anywhere. I can tell you that right now.
Well, what I keep on getting is the reason why they're going after Medicaid is because it's people that can't vote. Children, cripples, disabled, low-income people. So they have no voice. Where people with Medicare, they have a voice.
Correct.
Anyway.
And people are already starting to protest. I see massive protests, huge.
I do too.
I mean, unprecedented scale.
The crowd was so big. Never mind. Jude, will Trump leave office before Biden passes?
I don't see Biden going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, just because he's got an aggressive form of prostate cancer with a Gleason score of 9, it doesn't mean that he's going to go anywhere tomorrow at 2:30. And Joe Biden is going to be a beacon of light for people who are suffering from prostate cancer. And Joe Biden is a fighter.
He's also a Scorpio. But when Trump said it was stage 9, it's like there's only 5 stages, you idiot.
It's a stage 9.
And then when his son's writing, she must not be a very good doctor to know he has cancer. It's like, she's a PhD, you idiot.
We talked about that on Linda's show. It's like, wait a minute. She's a PhD. Do you know the difference? Oh my God. I mean, how could he even put something like that up?
Because the thing is, some of their low educated voters think the same way. Hi, Pegasus.
Her PhD's in education. She's not a physician.
No. What on this amazing planet will get rid of the orange menace? What?
You know, he let his hair go gray. Now his skin is orange. So
yeah. And his ears are still white, the one that grew back.
Yeah, right. I used to call him Carrot Top. Now I just call him Carrot because he looks orange.
It reminds me of that episode of Lost in Space where they're being chased by the big carrot.
Yeah, remember that? Dr. Smith turned into a carrot?
No, the carrot was chasing Dr. Smith. He turned into celery.
Why
do I know that?
Every time I think of Carrot, it reminds me of that episode.
Well, we'll get rid of him. What are we? King George? Remember that in the Madness of King George? You go, what?
Disease, pestilence.
It's going to be a combination of many things at one time.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse, maybe. You know,
Lysol and some Raid.
Every dictator has their fall, and he shall have his, and it will be a hard fall.
And all the men's horses and all the men's men couldn't put him back together again.
Not at all. So, you know,
we may not give you the exact date and time, but it's going to happen.
I keep hearing justice will prevail. It will be done, even with Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Steve Miller and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. And who was the other one? Oh, Kristi Noem.
And there's many, and to name a few.
Right.
But I did a show earlier with Linda, and somebody asked about what we were hearing from Ivana. And all I kept on hearing is, sooner or later, you're going to be mine. Debbie Smith. Hello, little kitty cat. Since they now can arrest congressmen and women, will this and the bill together finally get 45 out? I know you said the bill would be one.
What bill are they talking about?
The big, beautiful bill, probably.
Oh, the big, beautiful Bill Act? Since they can now arrest congressmen and women.
Because they had the congresswoman arrested in New Jersey for when they arrested the mayor of Newark.
Oh, okay. Well, then they should arrest like Marjorie Taylor Greene for carrying guns on the floor and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, nobody's above the law, but they just can't willy-nilly say, we're going to arrest you because we don't like what you said, are we going to arrest you? You know, you have to have a reason. You have to have probable cause. So the congresswoman they arrested, actually, that's going to help her career. It's not going to hurt it at all.
Right.
So I don't.
But they're just trying to put the fear of God, you know, or let's say the fear of Claude in their way.
There you go. I don't think it's going to get 45 out. No, but I do feel 45 going.
But it's layers and layers. It's part of the steps.
Well, the MAGAs have to realize that you just can't twist something based on what you want. It's good for everybody. So they arrested this congresswoman, but yet if somebody had arrested one of them for their shenanigans, they'd be like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
So,
and apparently they arrested her for alleged assault when they're the ones that pushed her to the ground.
Right. Well, you know, they tried to invent probable cause, but her arrest will not hold up. I see her filing a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, essentially what they did was created a martyr. And she's going to take it and fly. Trust me.
Yes.
As she should.
Blake, thank you so much. Will Justice Roberts reverse precedent to allow 45 to fire Fed Chair Powell? It's been rumored he will. If so, how can we trust what many readers say in the SCOTUS will hold the line against 45? Don't compare us to other readers, please.
Well, none of us said that they're going to. What I have said is that it will be the court system that will save our democracy. Mm-hmm. All right. And that SCOTUS, there's a lot of times where they're ruling against Trump. Nobody said that, you know, hold the line against 45. Our court systems, yes, will save our democracy. You know, if Trump fires the federal chairman, it's going to create huge issues. And I don't know the constitutionality of that.
But the the Federal Reserve is not part of the United States. It's a separate.
It's its own personal.
Entity.
The Federal Reserve is not U.S. government. It is. Right. It's a private entity.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I don't know who has the authority to fire someone in that private entity. It brings things for the government, kind of, but you know, but I don't think Justice Roberts can reverse that. Doesn't the whole court have to take action on it?
Probably.
So,
I don't see him firing the chair at this moment in time. I know things can be fluid, but I'm not seeing him firing Chairman Powell.
My feeling is he's going to try, but then the answer comes back from my guides. Good luck trying to get by with it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he will not be successful.
Kathy Reagans. Hi, Kathy. Hello, fabulous Auntie Mel and Arthur. My question is, do you both see Trump's son in legal trouble for their involvement with crypto meme currency?
Yes.
I see Barron. I was predicting something's coming up with Barron with crypto in August. So we'll see.
Well, yeah. I don't think she's talking about Barron. I think she's talking about.
I know, but I feel, well, he's one of the sons.
I know.
But I was just adding that. But the other ones too, yeah.
And Trump's going to be in trouble because it's going to show how they manipulated it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, presidents aren't supposed to do things like that.
And Mr. Magoo could even see it.
That was good.
Desert Mystic. Is our Medicaid going to be okay?
There will be more cuts to Medicaid. But as Arthur said earlier on, this one big, beautiful bill that Trump is calling one big, beautiful bill. Remember when he said, I have the best healthcare package. It's the best. I'm going to be coming out with it in a week. And a week went by. I'm going to come out with it in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks went by. And he had nothing and still has done nothing.
And a road program and bringing people back to, yeah.
Yeah. So his one big, beautiful bill is about trying to get $25 billion for his Golden Dome project. You know, that's supposed to put a golden dome around us and, you know, the Canada and all of that. So if missiles come in, we can take them down. I
But
think
can they still use space lasers?
right. I think we have to worry more about destroying ourselves within, which is exactly what Donald Trump is trying to do.
Raymond asks, what is going to happen with 45's Golden Dome? Will it be possible or end like the wall?
I do think at some point there will be an advanced system of defense, but much of this is going to end like the wall did.
I keep on seeing letters. DOA.
There you go.
Dead on arrival.
It's a waste of money. But back to his One Big Beautiful Bill Act, as Arthur said, you know, some of the Medicaid stuff he's talking about wouldn't happen until 28 or 29.
No, January 1st, 2029. That way, their belief is that when the midterms come up, they say, we didn't cut Medicare, you still have it, or Medicaid. And then before an election, we didn't cut it, but then January 1st, it gets cut.
But it will come out that they did cut it in his One Big Beautiful Act, and that, you know, it's not going to look good. And so I do see it passing the Senate, but I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be a nail in their coffin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it.
It's like the game of hangman.
There you go.
Did you catch Raymond again? Did you catch Kristi Noem answering to Congress about her definition of habeas corpus? What is seriously wrong with her?
You can't even spell it. Excuse me.
No, I think the peroxide got to your brain cells. Entertainment purposes only.
Right? She has no clue. Somebody's calling me. Never fails. Never fails.
I'm sorry, Pam. Habeas corpus is not the name of a drag queen.
That would be good. We should call RuPaul and say, wouldn't that be best?
Yeah.
What's your name? Habeas corpus.
My dragon name would be Anthrax.
I think there is one already.
Really? Donna, A&M, Arthur and Mel. Can you see if Trump's parade is really going to lay down steel plates along the street on the parade route? How much is that going to cost?
Steel plates for what?
Well, the thing is, they can't drive the tanks on the road or they'll rip them up. So they were talking about putting them on flatbeds, but I think Trump wants to see the glory of the treads.
Isn't that reminiscent of the Soviet era when they had those big show of force and all of that stuff?
Well, and China and North Korea.
A dictator.
I
had the best birthday party. Look at what they did, and blah, blah, blah.
What I said on my show last night is that I wish they would just put him in a room and it's all like a hologram. It's all virtual AI. So he really sees the parade. It's not real.
The parade will happen, but it's really going to coalesce a lot of people against him because it's like, wait a minute. We have all this inclement weather going on. FEMA's not there. You don't even have newscasters. You don't have the sirens going off. People aren't being alerted, but yet you can take all this money. You fired all these people. You cut all of these government agencies, but yet you've got this money for this big parade that's all about you, Donald. I just saw a big golden statue of Donald Trump. He'd love it. And I just like when the Soviet Union crumbled, it was a statue of Stalin, and they had ropes around it, and they had a tank or a car or something. They pulled, statue tumbled. That's what I see with Trump.
Same thing with Saddam Hussein.
This big golden statue of Trump, and there's something around the neck and the body. It's like a rope or a chain, and there's these people and these tanks and vehicles just pulling it, and it just shatters in a minute.
Did you ever see the AI meme or little movie that he put out for the Trump Gaza, and in the middle of it was a 15-foot gold statue of Trump?
I didn't see that, but
horrifying.
But here again, the message of, I think, of my little vision there, if you will, is that Trump will fall. And you know that what looks like a gold statue is really just plaster and it's painted. So when people try to pick up pieces, they think they're getting pieces of gold. They're getting pieces of worthless plaster. So,
Yep.
tell you,
It's not like the girl from Diamonds or what is it, Goldfinger?
here you go.
Rose Blue. Will Ukraine drum Kremlin? Let's end this decision.
Well, my question was the other day on Linda's show, you know, Russia's economy is in the toilet. I'm like, where is Putin getting these from? Where is Putin getting these drones or the money to manufacture them? And the answer came back, North Korea and China. Or North Korea. I think he's getting a lot of stuff from North Korea.
Or possibly Saudi Arabia.
And some Middle Eastern places as well. But I also see Ukraine getting drones from European Union and other places as well. Mm-hmm. So they will continue to have their drones. I don't know if they'll hit the Kremlin, but they will be hitting deep inside of Russia, yes.
Yes. I agree. Hi, Kevin Lewis. Or Kevin Loving Vibrations.
Hi, Kevin. Thursday on your show, buddy.
Israel is on fire. Will anyone die? When will the fire go out?
I didn't know that Israel was on fire. What's going on?
I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. I know that Israel, attacked Gaza and over 300 people were killed yesterday.
I don't know if it's climate. I don't know what's going on, but I do see some deaths from it. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think this fire will feed other fires. So I think it might take at least a week or more for the fire to go out. I know it's in the desert. I don't know how much rain they get, but I do see some kind of climate event helping to end the fire.
Okay. Hi, Shan. Will the Dem Congresswoman from New Jersey arrested by ICE for assault be convicted? No.
If it goes to the Supreme Court, they'll say absolutely not because she didn't do anything. There was absolutely no probable cause, nothing.
Yep. Hi, Colette. While we wait on time for things to happen to this administration, what should we be doing in the meantime?
Speak up, speak out. Don't let the fear hold you back. Remember, don't let it stand in front of you and hold you back. Let it get behind you and push you forward. We have the right to peaceful assembly. You have the right for all of that. And, people are really banding together en masse to stop this madness from this regime. So 5calls.org. What else, Arthur? There's other things.
5calls.org you put in your zip code and it gives you all your representatives and how to get a hold of them, numbers, phone numbers, and addresses, email addresses, all that. And I do it twice a week. I should do it more, but that's what I do. And then also there's this app we're not connected to, but Goods Unite Us, available on Apple and Android. It lets you know who is donating to who, which companies donate to Republican Party and which donate to the Democrats. Some of it's like 50-50, 40-60, or 100-100. So it's an eye opener.
There you go.
It's scary. Hi, T. Lynn. Will 45 actually be removed and prosecuted before he passes gas?
He'll be removed or he'll be out of office before he passes. But didn't that judge Merchan or something, when Trump supposedly won the election, he was president-elect, Merchan didn't drop the charges. He withdrew the charges, right?
So they can bring him back.
So he's still not out of the woods on that one.
Mm-mm. No.
So, and there's a lot more that he's going to be, just because a president is removed from office through impeachment, I don't know what happens after that. I don't know if they have to go through the whole idea of being convicted for the crimes. I would think so.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, this is so unprecedented that we have a president doing this. Yeah.
But I do see legislation being passed in the future to prevent rogue presidents from ever doing something like this again.
These silly loopholes. Yeah. Hi, Daryl. Will New Jersey stay blue in the governorship? Trump is supporting the MAGA candidate. He can support whoever he wants. The blue people are getting him.
You know, Daryl, that's a really good question. And here's my answer to it. Psychically, I feel New Jersey will stay blue in the governorship. But look at how Elon Musk, Trump, they tried to buy all those elections in Germany, for example. Didn't work. They tried it in Canada. It didn't work. They tried it here a lot of places. It didn't work. So they're going to try to buy the election in Jersey, just like they tried to buy off that election in Wisconsin with that Supreme
With
Court
the judge, yeah.
that justice. And guess what? Didn't work. And you know what, Daryl? It ain't going to work in New Jersey either.
Mm-mm. Mm.
I see New Jersey staying blue. That was a great question.
Yeah. So next,
Sherry, or does she?
Jude. Hi, Mel and Arthur. Have Trump and Putin died and have been replaced by androids, or have they been cloned?
Oh no, they're the real thing. Trust me.
Yeah. The only thing that was cloned was his ear. Okay. They slapped the ear back on. They regrew it.
It's a fake ear.
Hi, Cindy L. Thank you so much. Oh, what a pretty kitty cat.
Nice, Cindy. What a nice little kitty cat.
Yeah, fluffy. Shannon Doherty again. Is he ever going to pay E. Jean Carroll? He owes her over $400 million.
That's a good question too. You know, I always saw her being paid, but I always saw him delay. And even when he crosses over, and I do not see a long life for him. If he doesn't pay her by the time he crosses over, they will put a lien on his estate, so she'll get her money. And she will get her money. It's just going to take a couple, 2 or 3 more years for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Sage. Hi, handsome gents. Do you need the name of my eye doctor? What areas should we be paying attention to that 45 is trying to hide or slide under the radar?
All of it.
Where do we start? We don't have the show long enough for that one.
You know, he's like the magician in the tarot deck. I'll do something over here, so I'm getting your attention here while I'm doing underhanded stuff here.
Yeah.
But, you know, everything we had said about him teaming up with Putin and the whole idea about Putin wanting to weaken NATO, it just played out with this talk to Putin. It just played out.
But put it this way, whenever they point at a Democrat doing something, you know they're doing it.
Of course.
Okay.
Trump accuses everybody else of the stuff he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
My hand wasn't in the cookie jar. I was getting a cookie for you.
And then I took 2 more for myself. But
Exactly. Blake, thank you. One more question, if I may. Yes, you may. Will Kamala play a critical part in the fall of 45 and the subsequent transition? Sterling still doesn't see her as governor. Might she still become president in the future? Or
I don't see her as president. I do see her in a high-level government office. I don't think she's going to play a crucial role in the fall of 45, unless she was in the Senate or something, but I don't see that. You know, I mean, I think that she'll speak up about justice has been done, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I still see her in a high-level government position. I don't know if it's governor, but...
well, the thing is that, you know, Gavin Newsom has to step down as governor, so...
she'd be a really good Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I see her to a high-level government appointed position, yes. So,
or as she said, as they said, Attorney General would be interesting.
I got a funny feeling she might
law background.
a funny feeling she might run for president again. That just hit me.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll see.
Kathy Riggins again. Gentlemen, do you both see relief coming to the beautiful people of the Gaza Strip? They are starving children.
From other places in the world, yes. From the United States, no. Donald Trump, unfortunately, he said he'd like to make Gaza Strip like the Riviera of the Middle East. Well, guess what? Just like he bankrupted all of his casinos and hotels. That's what he'd do there, is bankrupt it. I see aid coming in from other countries in Europe and from around the world to help the kids in the Gaza Strip. Unfortunately, not from the Trump regime.
And unfortunately, right now, relief has been sent in, but it's been 2 days and nobody's received anything yet.
Correct.
So all we can say is send our prayers, love and light, all that good stuff to that area, all over the world, actually.
Right.
Hi, Tris. I'm hearing the white South Africans are upset that they have to keep speaking English. Will they go back to their country or be deported?
No, because Trump is allowing them to come here because he says that they're victims of reverse discrimination, which is a crock of BS. And then my light bulb went on. Elon Musk is originally from South Africa, so I'm sure Elon is saying, "Hey, bring some South Africans here. They'll be on your side, Donald."
So basically, we're deporting browns and we're bringing in whites. We're exporting browns, importing white.
It's racist, but it's also a smokescreen. See, we're not important. We're good to people. Look, we're bringing in white South Africans who have been the victim of all this discrimination. You see, we're doing good stuff. That was what Donald Trump would want people to think. And I have to laugh because if people here speak Spanish or another language, it's like some of the MAGAs speak English. But yet, I wonder how they'd feel if South Africans that Trump is allowing to come here if they would speak Afrikaans.
Well, I've met many MAGA people, and I like to say, would you speak English, please? I don't understand what you're saying.
There you go. If they want to speak Afrikaans, good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that they're upset about English. I haven't heard anything like that. So,
Nancy Robbins, hi, Mel and Arthur. Is anyone who said anything against traffic conehead in danger of being arrested, detained?
I think a lot of people are nervous about it. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine who came back from Europe and said that he was kind of wiping his phone clean against any comments about Trump, because when you come back into this country, immigration, if they want to see your phone, you have to show it to them. And if you don't, they'll take it and they'll confiscate it. So, I've heard of it happening on some occasions. But most people get through, without a problem. So, I think what happened with that congresswoman that they arrested, it's a scared tactic. If you do this, look, we're going to arrest you.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have probable cause. But you know what? Don't bow to that scare tactic.
But prepare yourself. Be prepared.
Right. But don't bow to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think many people are going to be arrested as what people are thinking. But if you start thinking that way, then the scare tactic is working. And so, don't let them manipulate you from speaking up because you're fearful that you'll get arrested if you do. We have the freedom of speech. It's our constitutional right. And we have the freedom in the Constitution to criticize the government without fear of reprisals from the government.
Exactly.
And if those things went to the Supreme Court, even as conservative as it is, or as crazy as it is, the Supreme Court would say, no, people have freedom of speech and they have freedom to speak up against the government.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the Fourth Amendment, speaking up against the government.
I'm not sure.
I think it is.
I'll have to get my handy dandy Constitution out.
There you go.
Julia.
Wait, did we answer the last one? I don't think we answered the last one. I don't
Sounds
know.
like how many
Sorry,
cities?
I hit the wrong button. I got to go find her thing. I'm gonna pop up another one and go
Okay.
find her.
Okay.
Will Tyler Perry and Oprah, etc., be adversely affected by the Diddy trial?
I don't.
Supposedly, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey are connected to Sean Combs, Diddy, whatever his name is, with the trial that's going on.
I don't think it's going to be. You know, I don't see any adverse effect on them.
I'm not sure. I haven't been following it at all, so I don't
I
know.
haven't followed it, but that's what I'm picking up on.
Helen, is the bromance over between Trump and Musk?
Not quite. You haven't heard too much about Musk lately. I think Tesla's doing really bad, and Starlink's going to go down the tubes. It's not over yet, but it will. I'm telling you, it's going to end up in a huge brouhaha between those two. But it's not over yet.
Right.
I see Elon Musk in the corner, like going like this, crying like a little baby. That's what I see. And my guides tell me that Elon Musk is going to lose a big part of his fortune as well.
I pulled one of the creepy kids cards.
There you go.
Replace or exchange. I'd like to turn him in, please. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that's it. Colleen, hi Arthur Mel. What the heck is going on with Israel and Iran? Israel wants to bomb their nuclear plant.
I haven't heard any.
I heard that. There's rumblings about it.
Well, if Israel bombs their nuclear plant, that's going to be an invitation to war, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying I'm for Iran, because I'm not. But I think Netanyahu needs to watch his P's and Q's as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because Iran will retaliate.
Correct. And that's exactly why it's kind of a setup, and that's exactly why they're doing it. You know, come on, take us on, because then that gives them the reason to retaliate. You're right. So
it's like the one kid in school starts winding up the other kid, and the other kid takes a punch, and that's the one that gets in trouble.
Right. Exactly. So,
hello, you two beautiful souls. Do you see us having the opportunity to attend the GOP funeral? How soon?
Well, maybe not the GOP, but the MAGA funeral. You know.
Yeah.
I don't confuse, Republicans with MAGA. That's a whole.
And if we did it, in Sherry's hometown, we'd be like dancing in the streets, Creole style, and
we'd be having another Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Our partay, right?
It'd be like that movie, Live and Let Die, when they had the opening.
Right. I think we've got room for just one or two more. My voice is starting.
Yeah, I'm melting. Amy Collins, when will the remainder of Doge be removed from agencies? They are still causing trouble under the radar.
I think they're going to be around at least until the midterms, and then after that,
they'll be gone eventually. I feel time-wise, it's hard to tell, but like you said, by the midterms. But I think maybe before then, probably by the end of the year.
Well, I hope I'm wrong.
I believe in Christmas miracles.
There you go.
And one more. Beltar, are they going to steal the midterms too? Or since Muskrat will be gone, will they still be able to do it?
Oh, I love that leopard in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
I love leopards. They're going to try. Of course they'll try. But they will not succeed. That's the deal.
They're wise to them.
I'm sorry?
They are now wise to them. My guides have showed me that they recreated what was done with the election more than once. And there were 5 ways they did it. And it's not going to happen. Besides that, I actually feel the House may turn blue before the midterms because of what goes down, and people will be leaving.
Wow. Well, let's hope for that.
Invested.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. So, you feeling any better?
No, I'm feeling okay. It's just my throat is starting to go.
Okay.
Not my throat, my voice.
Yeah, let's not say the throat. So if anybody needs to get a hold of Mr. Mel, it's to contact www.meldor.com or call 847-590-5411. And don't forget, there are still seats available in Peru from September 16th to the 24th, and Iceland, October 1st through the 7th.
And Arthur, how do they get a hold of you?
They find me with the Sanders board. At ArthurEaseYourMind.com or on YouTube at Arthur Ease Your Mind. And our Cajun Creole lady in the background, Sherry, swampvoices@gmail.com.
Here you go.
So check it out.
So everybody subscribe to Sherry's channel, Arthur's channel, my channel. Thumbs up, thumbs
Likes,
everybody.
all that good stuff.
Thanks to Androniki for your wonderful skin products. And there you go.
It took me hours to get these banners right, so please let me use them.
I love the banners. You're going to have to try to. You told me how to do it, but you'll have to refresh my memory so
Okay.
I can do it as well. I have Sherry and Arthur helping me with my computer illiteracy.
You're just computer challenged, that's all.
I'm challenged in many areas, trust me.
Well, but we still love you.
Anyway, I mean, I could do it if I set my mind to it. I just need to learn how to do it. That's all.
It'll be done.
All right.
So
All right. Next
thank
week.
you, everyone. Next week on Aloha Shirt Man's China.
Yeah, we alternate. Same show, same place,
Same faces,
same time, same fun. Yay.
same bat time, same bat channel.
There you go. Different Aloha shirt.
Yes. Maybe I'll wear one of these days.
There you go. All right. I'm going to run. My voice is like leaving me.
Like I said, you sound like Brenda Vaccaro. Okay, later on. Good night, everyone. Thank you for stopping by.